They're constantly double speaking like the snake in the garden, right? Trying to convince folks that if they just eat of the fruit of this tree, that they'll become like God. If you just like opt into statute, policy, and code and like don't, if you just submit, cooperate, and comply, we're all going to be safe, right? It's again the same spiritual archetype of the fork-tongued, double-speaking snake in the garden, trying to convince us to give up our true power, to do the will, to do its will, in order to become safe enough that we can be like God. Well, you have to come to the organic, authentic conversion state of choosing a different belief or knowing something different to be true. I can't tell anybody else what to believe or what their conviction is. I've come to a state at some point in my life where I realize I will govern myself. I get to make choices on what I do. No other man or woman in this realm gets to do that. Government only exists because of us, right? We as men created it. We gave it a limited power in order to uphold our rights from folks who wish to take them. So the moment that they do not fulfill their task, the power transfers back to the benefactor/beneficiary. Government and servants don't get to decide for men and women who has what, when, why, and how. They only get to do that for themselves and folks who identify with that and opt in. Again, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So most folks are ignorant of not only God, therefore they're faithless. They're ignorant of how this system works and the fact that they've opted into, with contract, a whole bunch of obligations that are advisory for men and women and only compulsory for agents of the corporation. You can't write up state code that's antithetical to the federal code, which is pursuant to the Constitution. That's called an overthrow of the law of the land. People just say shit. It's called checks and balances. Everything has to be pursuant to the highest code, which is pursuant to the highest law. Code is a codification of law. The law of the land is we have a right to pursue our happiness and do whatever we want without causing loss, injury, or harm, and as long as we pay our debts. That's what's known as the common law. And it's common fucking sense. When did the servants get rights and abilities more than the men and women they serve? I'll ask it over and over again. And the answer is when you all opted in and put yourselves on record as agents of this corporation rather than men and women on the land with natural rights, and then you acted like a slave. If millions of you on the road are going to ride around with all of the corporate identifiers and do contract with them willingly, what are they going to say when they come across me? Common practice is now the opposite of the common law, because they're going to go, all the rest of us think we have to do it. Right, you have a belief that you have to do what servants, civil servants, and a corporation tells you to do. My God and my conscience and my balls, quite frankly, between my legs as a man tell me, no, I don't.